Hey guys, welcome back to the Rub Pop YouTube channel, your campus tits pop culture fix. Now today, we're going to do something a little bit different. No reactions, no reviews, but we're sticking with Eurovision. As today, I decided to deep dive into the rumours surrounding the United Kingdom's entry to Eurovision 2023. I don't think I've ever known so many rumours surrounding the United Kingdom's entry. Today, I'm going to be looking at 5 artists who have been speculated to be entered. Why? Because it's fun.
You know, my name is Nancy Drew, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of the truth.
They're all women. Why? Because apparently we're sending a woman. There's been no actual confirmation of this, but all the rumours seem to be pointing towards that being true. The Sun apparently said we whittled it down to a short list of 4 women. Why we're trusting The Sun, I don't know. If you're not from the UK, and you won't be familiar with why we don't trust The Sun, but I'm gonna tell you, they chat shit.
Trash, filth, trash, garbage, dumpster, trash.
Last year, Sun Rider's Spaceman was revealed to be our entry on March 10th. Now, as I was at me filming this today, it's March 4th. I reckon we're just days away from finding out who is our entry. But there's a reason that people are really changing their view as to why they think they might already know. So Spaceman was released a few weeks ahead of it being announced as our entry. It was Scott Mills's record of the week on Radio 1. So the possibility that we've already heard our entry and that the BBC are just testing the waters just as they did last year is very realistic. The UK's entry could already be out there, building momentum organically, and we don't even know it. Or they might not be up to the same tricks again, but it will not stop us speculating. So I'm going to start with 2 artists who I don't think are going to be accurate, but they definitely have their fair share of speculation. And I'm starting with Mae Webb. To me, Mae feels like the least likely of the 5 people I'm mentioning today. She does still feel to me like she's at the peak of their career, and that is no shade to Eurovision, because I don't see why people at the peak of their career can't enter. But I don't think UK have built that credibility back up yet. Sun Rider did a lot of the groundwork, and now I could see why people would want to represent the UK at Eurovision. But Mae, who's still getting top 10s, her album, which was released yesterday, is possibly in contention to be number 1. I would say that Eurovision still isn't deemed quite cool enough yet for her to want to throw her hat in the ring. I long for the day when that changes, but I'm not sure we're quite there yet. But why is Mae Webb being touted as a possibility? So anyone releasing around this time is being thrown into the rumour ring purely because, just like I said with Spaceman was released a few weeks ahead of the announcement. Now, Mae's album being released yesterday means that people have been mining through her album wondering if one of those songs could be our entry. One of those songs, at Freezing, was at the top of the New Music Friday playlist this week, and it clocks in at a perfect 2 minutes 56, which would mean it would fit in Eurovision without any editing. It's a banger of a pop song, and if we did end up sending it, I would be so behind it because it's really the best thing that I've heard from Mae Webb. Do I think we will? Probably not. But it's amazing to dream, right? The second of our rumoured women that I just don't think it's going to be but can't fully roll out just yet is Freya Ridings. Now, as of about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Freya Ridings was popping up as one of the most popular names. People really thought that Weekends was going to be our entry. Weekends is a fantastic song, and I'd be very, very proud to have that representing the UK. So why has she fallen off the rumour mill? Honestly, I don't know why. At this point, I do feel like Eurovision Twitter and the fandom are just clambering onto any woman who has released music in 2023 from the UK, and Freya Ridings just happened to fall into that pot. It would be quite a different approach for the UK, because although Spaceman was released a few weeks in advance, it didn't really get much attention until it was revealed as our entry. Comparatively, Weekends just hit the top 40 in the UK this week, so it already is quite a popular track. It's already getting plenty of airplay, it's already quite known, it's on quite a few playlists, so it would be quite a switch up for us to go for something that has already gained quite a bit of traction without needing to be a part of Eurovision. But what this does suggest is that Weekends is a genuinely popular song, which is a great thing for Eurovision. So often we try to curate these songs that we thought sounded like Eurovision songs, but did they ever chart in the UK? Never, because people from the UK actually weren't interested. But the chances are, if you're interested in a song outside of Eurovision, and you probably will be interested in this song inside of Eurovision, and that lends itself well to being voted for. So Weekends, in my opinion, would be a great entry, but it does feel like the rumour mill has gone quite cold on her. I don't feel like people are really discussing it as being Freya Ridings anymore, so I'm probably going to put this one at a not happening. But just like Mae Webb, can we rule it out yet? I guess not. I mean, we really can't rule anyone out yet because nobody's said no. But I'm kind of thinking that Freya Ridings might be off the cards at this point. Now we're going to move on to the 3 artists that I would say are probably the top 3 most likely entrants for Eurovision this year. And I'm going to start with Birdy. Her new song, Raincatchers, came out yesterday as of the time of filming this, and it's the song that has been most touted of our Eurovision entry. I mean, first of all, some insiders have claimed to know that it is Birdy. There have been people tweeting saying, oh, I know a friend who knows this, and a little birdie told me. Yeah, not subtle. We all know what you're getting at, but it was enough to wet our whistle and get us excited. Could Birdy be our entrant? Now, Birdy hasn't really been sort of mainstream relevant for, I would say, a good 10 years, which kind of feels like a backstep, but in the same sense, she's not Bonnie Tyler, she's not Engelbert Humperdinck, she's not a legacy act. She's someone who is continuing to release good music. She's just not really getting the airplay as much as she was at the time when Skinny Love, Wings, People Help the People were top 40 hits. I think this could be another case of people just looking for whoever was releasing this week. They know that the announcement's probably going to come next week, and they're following this spaceman pattern of looking at, oh, who released the week before the announcement to build a bit of hype? Oh, Birdy. She's been teasing this release quite a lot, and actually, it's another great song. So 3 out of 3 for speculated songs. Raincatchers is dramatic. People have compared it to Kate Bush, and I mean, if you're going to give a Kate Bush sound, you're going to do it this year in the aftermath of Running Up That Hill. Now, it sounds more like cloud busting than Running Up That Hill, but all the same, giving off that vibe at a time when that vibe is popular, I think could do really well, and strikes me as being, in particular, a jury favourite. Now, I think where people are focusing at the moment is this idea that we have to find another winner. Right now, if you ask me, if we come top 10 this year, that would be another great success. We are not going to be contenders to win every time. Even Sweden don't end up top 5 every time, and they're rumoured to do well every single time. It's difficult to do well at Eurovision, but what we want to start doing is building up that idea of credibility, building up that idea that we are taking this seriously, and I think sending an entrant like Birdy would show the world we are taking this seriously. The song does clock in at around about 4 minutes, so they would need to cut quite a bit off. But it was the same for Spaceman. That didn't clock in at 3 minutes, and it got a nice little Eurovision edit. Could it be Birdy? I'm thinking this one stands a better chance. The 4th rumoured female that I'd like to talk about is the most recent rumour that's come about. I feel like this has only happened within the last few days, and it could be a red herring that's just been thrown out there to try and put people off the main rumours. But the name of Mae Muller seems to have come into fruition into the last few days, and it sounds like insiders, or people who know insiders, are telling us that it is Mae Muller. Interesting. So Mae Muller has been teasing a song called I Wrote a Song. She's been posting a lot about it on TikTok, and one of her most recent posts was her going to Radio 1 to film a little performance at Maida Vale. So we know she's got connections to BBC right there. Tick. That is one that's going to get you right in the rumours of all the Eurovision fans who are Nancy Drewing their way through this shit like no other. Once again, like Mae Webb, she's a big TikTok presence, which is just like Sam Ryder, so if they're looking to follow that path again, Mae Muller does follow that kind of personal description. But I feel like the main reason this has come about is because supposedly a BBC insider has leaked this to someone on Twitter, and a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend has told so-and-so and so-and-so that it is Mae Muller, and now we all believe that it could be Mae Muller. I barely even knew this name before yesterday. I know she's on a new Sigala track, I know she's had a few songs in the past, but I've never really been that aware of her. But maybe this is a way to make us more aware of her. I'd only ever heard one Sam Ryder track before he was entered to Eurovision. Now, he's a household staple. My mum knows Sam Ryder, and maybe next year she'll know Mae Muller. To me, of the 5 people that I'm going to discuss, I Wrote a Song sounds the least like something I would want the UK to send, because it sounds a little bit like it's trying to go for that TikTok audience. It sounds a little bit juvenile. and I kind of want us to continue in a path of credibility rather than stuff that's pandering. And I feel like this song sounds like it could be pandering, but I've only heard a preview. I don't know what she gives in terms of performance. I don't know what she gives as an artist. This could be the making of her. She is the latest rumour, so if Mae Muller does turn out to be true, I was onto you. Now we're moving on to the most popular rumour of all, and one that I am dying to be true. She has been fanning the flames of rumours for what feels like months now, and that name is Rina Sawayama. If I had £1 for every time a friend had messaged me over the last month going, "Oh my god, is Rina representing the UK at Eurovision?" I would be quite a rich man. Or I would have at least £20. I'm a huge Rina Sawayama fan, and she is like the dream UK Eurovision entrant for me. And when I saw that these rumours are starting to pop about, probably about a month or two ago, I was very excited, but I was like, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. There's no way it's Rina, it's just a fan pipe dream. But slowly but surely, I've come around to the idea that she could actually be our entry. And why is that? Because of Rina Sawayama herself. Rina at this point has posted about 5 different pieces of social media content that alludes to her being the Eurovision entrant. First of all, she was spinning an address to Euphoria, then she was quite literally reacting to a short of someone saying why she could be the Eurovision entrant, but just sort of sitting there and pouting and saying nothing. Then she posted another piece of content where she was saying, "I've got an announcement to make. I'm banning the word mother," followed by another video where she had another announcement to make.
I know you've been waiting for it. I know there's been so many comments and rumours, and it's now the time to address it. I want to officially announce that I am unbanning the word mother.
She is loving this, but does that mean she is our entry? At this point, if it isn't her, I actually see her for whoever it is, and I see her for Rina Sawayama. One, because everyone seems to want it to be Rina Sawayama. The good reason, so therefore if whoever gets picked, it's gonna feel like a bit of an anticlimax. But also, if it isn't her, I actually feel like there's gonna be quite a backlash, because one video is a bit of fun, 2 videos at most is also a bit of fun, but she is really, really milking this Eurovision attention to the point where if it isn't her, I kind of feel like people will be a bit like, okay, you're really taking the piss now. But maybe Rina would enjoy that. Maybe Rina is a troll. So what other reasons do people think it could be Rina? Well, Hold the Girl came out in October last year, and the Eurovision rules only stipulate that a song has to have come out after September 1st. So people do believe that the song is already out there. It's part of the Hold the Girl album. And Frankenstein was the first song that was speculated from that. It has a video, but it's never properly been released, and it has just enough that you could probably cut off to make it a 3-minute song. Personally, I think if it is going to be Rina Sawayama, and she would still be my top bet, I think this is going to be a completely new song, and I think people are just looking into the Spaceman formula for a way that it could be a song we've already heard. I kind of feel like Rina wouldn't do that. She's already performed these songs to death on the Hold the Girl tour, which she's been on since, I would say, about October, November. I saw her last year perform all of these numbers. I kind of don't see her regurgitating one of these songs in May. She's an incredible artist, she's so creative and inventive, but I feel like she would want to put a whole new song out there, a whole new stage show. She's such a good live performer. She could dance, she can sing, she gets staging, she gets cameras. She's gorgeous, she's ambitious, she's everything that should be representing the UK Eurovision. But that doesn't mean she will, that doesn't mean she even wants to. But if I was going to put my money anywhere, I still couldn't turn myself away from the idea that she has just hyped this so much for it not to be true. She has room in her schedule, it could be for Eurovision, it could be for John Wick. I still think it's going to be Rina Sawayama. So I am ready to be absolutely devastated when it's not. So those are the 5 artists that I feel have been speculated the most. We've heard other rumours, Sophie Ellis-Bextor, Ellie Goulding, but I feel like those 5 are probably the most prominent, the ones that people have really bought into the most. So let me know down below, who do you think will be revealed as the United Kingdom representative for Eurovision 2023? And I'll be here to react to it regardless of what it is. When that entry comes out and we find out what it is, I will be reacting to it. And I will be so hyped if it's Rina Sawayama, and I will be painting on the happiest of faces if it's anyone else. But yeah, that's my speculation. I hope you liked me doing a different kind of video. I love doing my reactions, love doing my reviews, but I really just wanted to discuss these rumours with you because they have been taking over my brain, and there's only so much I can talk about to my boyfriend before he gets really bored of me talking about Eurovision. So I'm venting it to the world, putting it out to YouTube and seeing what you think. So please engage in that conversation with me. That would be amazing. If you liked this video, please give it a like and hit subscribe if you want more Eurovision content, because I'll be going all the way through to May at this point. And there's a Melody Festival video coming just around the corner. Also hit the bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video. I suggest it. I'm fantastic, I promise. But that's all from me today. Continue to rumour away and we'll find out who the UK entry for Eurovision 2023 is very soon. But for now, good night.